Reading from the Gospel of John on this beautiful Wednesday, chapter 16. Jesus said to his disciples, I have much more to tell you, but you cannot bear it now. But when he comes, the Spirit of truth, he will guide you to all truth. All right, just a little piece right there. Years ago, Cardinal Rodriguez of Honduras, my other former parish, he came and gave a spoke. He came to Mass and was a fundraiser for our mission outreach. And he spent overnight, and next day I drove him to the airport. He said I didn't have to do it, but I wanted to. It was my chance to sit with him, and it was great because he had great stories. This cardinal had been around the world and good friends with Pope John Paul II. He told me that Pope John Paul II had a sort of fondness for him. I guess at some sort of dinner, he sort of saved the seat and told him, here, you sit by me, so that's quite a distinction. Anyway, he mentioned that the South American, I think Central American bishops, they have their own group when they meet. I forget the official name for it. And they gathered this time, the bishops of Central and South America in Cuba. And they were the guest of Fidel Castro. It was on Tuesday, Mardi Gras Tuesday, in fact, day before Ash Wednesday. And they did say, boy, Fidel gave him a great feast. The food was plentiful for a poor country or kind of, boy, they lived pretty well, he said. And then he said Fidel spoke to them. He said Fidel spoke practically. It was like all night. In fact, he said Fidel Castro commented on the Pope's encyclicals. And Cardinal Rodriguez said he probably knew them better than we knew them. In fact, they told him, Fidel Castro, please, it's late, we got to go, we have church. But Fidel wouldn't stop. He was just exhausting them. Kept talking and talking for hours. The man could talk too much. Too much. Sometimes you got to put a lid on it, you got to stop. And Jesus knows that too. He said, there's only so much we can absorb. He said, how much to tell you, but you cannot bear it now. All right, so I'll give you something now, that's enough. But later, because the Holy Spirit, he will lead you to further truth. And that's called the church. Sometimes I get a little disillusion when people say, oh, that's just the church. It's not just the church. Jesus is with his church. He promised that he would have the Spirit in the church and that the church will continue this message. So I get, a little bit disheartened when people dismiss the church as if it's simply only a human institution. Sure, it's made of human, men and women, but the Spirit's with us. And there's an instrument that God has chosen to lead us to fullness of truth. A little bit of humility will go a long way. God bless you.